On this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, we're talking the Olympics, and specifically Olympic controversies. That's right, we're going to talk about some spicy controversies surrounding everybody's favorite Olympic Games. We're going to talk a little curling, little hockey, little ski jumping. Trust me, I don't want to spoil it. It's going to be so good. Plus, Kidder and Rude Boy Kyle, they're going to break down Battlefield 6 because apparently that's out. I've been living under a rock. Forgive me on that. But they're going to tell us about it, their thoughts, how they're feeling about it, and they're going to continue playing it. So a great show, a jam-packed show. And you know what? An even better show because you're here. When you're here, you're in a good place. Welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and Bismarck Kidder. Pour a cold beverage, Controversies, enjoy time with friends.
The Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay?
Oh, come on. Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that is only guilty of having a damn good time. I am your host, the living embodiment of Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing this evening?
Ready to rock! And as Olmec would say, let's rock. So we shall do that. And let's drink, because we will need to have a couple of beverages and a couple of friends if we are going to make it to Olmec's temple and complete the temple run and put together the shrine of the silver monkey.
I mean, I don't know that drinking will help us put together the shrine of the silver monkey.
Yeah,
I watched way too many sober fail. I don't know that drunk podcasters are going to do any better.
They're all kids. They couldn't drink. Unless they were just drugged because they were in Kirk Fogg's lair. But that's a whole separate thing, and we don't want to create speculation on this show because this is about having a good time, not down for a good time. Wait a minute.
Now I'm kind of wishing that the reboot of Legends of the Hidden Temple, that was the stipulation. You had to do the temple run drunk.
If it didn't suck...
That would have made it better. That would have maybe been a step forward. Although I know you
no,
said
because if I were drinking and watching that show, I would have ended up throwing something at the TV and breaking the damn thing because it was so bad. It sucked. How do you screw that up? Years, decades of heritage and legacy all thrown down into a CW F-rate special series.
Yeah.
I need a drink, Howard.
Yes, you and I have ranted far longer than we usually do at the beginning of these episodes. I mean, so we had better get to everybody's favorite segment of the show, and that is What's on Tap. And also introduce those who are joining us. And of course, I'm going to go in order that people showed up to the tavern, because that's only fair. And so that takes us all the way down to Iowa. One Rude Boy Kyle making his return to the show.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing? What you having?
I'm doing all right. I've got a selection from Samuel Adams. From their spring
in the morning.
From their spring samplers, the Alpine Spring is a description is first brewed in 2011. This unfiltered lager balances bright citrus hop character. It's as clean and crisp as a spring morning, and like spring itself, is only available for a limited time. So let's see. Sam Adams Brewing Company, brewed by the Boston Beer Company. It is 5.5% alcohol by volume, 18 IBUs, in a 12-ounce can. So cheers to you guys, and that's good. I like the unfilteredness of it, because you don't find a whole lot from the mass-produced breweries that are unfiltered, but I'd say it is crisp, refreshing, and I wish that they would make this more available than just in their sampler packs, because I think that this would be a big hit year-round. But yeah, it isn't as sweet as like a Leinenkugel's, like a shandy type beer, but it's got that I'd say full-bodied for a crisp lager because of it being unfiltered. So cheers to you guys in round one.
I was briefly distracted by Howard shaking something over there and was confused because it was only on one camera. And, you know, Howard, you have to do it above the vision, field of view. Either, thank you. That's much better, because the way it was looking before was not for this show. Okay.
Yeah, just wait till you get to one of the topics I have for later in the show.
He's just shooting B-roll footage for the YouTube video.
I think that's either P-roll or R-roll.
All right, moving from Iowa.
All right.
Over to the West Coast. That's right. It's the Triple B Wise Man. Doc is back. Doc, how you doing? What you having?
Doing well. It's actually been a really good week. So going into the weekend feeling really good and glad to be here as always. I have, to start, I have one of the 503 cocktails. I think this is one I haven't had before. It did not look familiar in the store today. So it's their vodka cranberry crush. Simply contains vodka, cranberry, lime, 11% alcohol by volume. That's really good.
Real cranberry juice?
It is real cranberry juice.
Not the cocktail.
I was worried for a second when you were just paused and you're like,
No, it's good. And it's interesting because it has just like the right balance of everything so that it's not too sour, it's not too tart, and you don't really taste the alcohol. Like it blends together really well. It's actually really good. I would probably give this like a 4.8. Like it's almost there.
Yeah, I neglected to give my Alpine Spring a rating. I will give that a 4.2.
Respectable number.
Yeah. And speaking of respectable, as we go to what Kidder would say is the, unrespectable side of the river, that's right over to Mandan, to the Triple B Brewmaster, the local geek. Local geek, how you doing? What you having?
Hey, not too bad. I am actually having a gift from Kidder that was buried in the back of my fridge. It is the Fat Fish Brewing Double Shot Coffee Stout, coming in at 5.6% alcohol by volume. There's not much on the can for flavor text, so we'll just crack it open and have a drink here. Definitely some coffee notes on the smell of it. It's not a super strong coffee flavor to that one. It's more of the maltiness coming through on it. It's really good. I like that. Man. Can we go like a 4.1 on that? Hopefully it doesn't keep me up all night.
Got the uppers and the downers.
I have to say, a few episodes ago, I made a comment about having the uppers and the downers. If anybody was here for that one, it got rave reviews. I've already had 3 people tell me about how they were in the middle of doing something, watching and listening to the episode. That happened, and they stopped, had to look, and then rewound it and played it again to make sure they heard what they said. I'm like, that's good podcasting right there. Thank you for listening. or watching or both.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of good podcasting, Kidder, what are you having? I mean, I know you've already been drinking, but you know.
That's right. The Greenbelt Premium Light American Lager, made just outside Minneapolis, right there in Minnesota. It says from the heart of America's grain belt. So, right here. Delicious. I bought a 24 pack because they were good, and I wanted a good price, that is, and I wanted some grain belt. Here we are. It's 3.9% alcohol by volume in this guy. So less than a Buderite or maybe a Coors, right? Maybe a Coors. But very, very good. Makes me want to go to Sodo Sopa and have a couple of these. Be very good. Cold, refreshing. Again, packaged at the August Shell Brewing Company in New Ulm, Minnesota, grainbelt.com. The other night, I had several of these, and it was very good. Also, several of the Bismarck Distillery Huckleberry Lemonade or Raspberry Lemonade, which I may help myself to one of those later, or maybe next week. We'll just have to see. You'll have to stay tuned. The scoring on these, very light, very crisp, nice, refreshing, and not overpowering maltiness. And so I give this a very strong 4.9.
Excellent.
Very nice.
That it's an excellent rating. Good.
Has to be one of the best of the light beers right there.
Because there's enough flavor with it where it's not just drinking malted water.
Yep.
You get the nice grain belt taste with it, but it's
Got that little bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Yeah. I love it.
Excellent.
Very good. Howard, since we have now made it through the rest of the room, what are you attempting to taste test tonight?
Well, I was trying to decide if I want the drink that's on the left or the drink that's on the right.
2.
Okay. Well, we'll start with this one. So I'm having another one of these. If you've been checking out the last couple of weeks, this is a Warheads Sour, but this is the peach soda version.
Ooh.
Soda sopa.
That sounds good.
We'll find out. So, Kidder, I know you would ask me if there were more. Oh wait, I got to use the. I use the camera right there. Look, we now have can opening action cam.
It's out of focus.
Oh, too bad. So is the rest of my life. Anyway, yes, they have. I recounted when I picked these up today. There are 6 different flavors, and you can get them all at the PetroServe USA that's on the corner of State and Divide. If you were wondering where I'm picking these up, they're hidden on the very bottom of a shelf in one of the coolers. So you gotta be looking.
Like you're stealing from somebody else's stash.
Kind of. Very peachy smelling. That is an interesting combination, sour and peach. It's a very kind of artificial peach to it, but it's got a bit of sour to it, kind of that artificial, but a very nice peach flavor. And that peach flavor kind of lasts for quite a while, like on the tongue. It doesn't just fade away right away. It hangs around. It's enjoyable. So, but if you're not a fan of peach, you're not going to like it. Kind of almost reminds me more of the taste of like a nectarine would be maybe even a better description of what that kind of comes out to, like a nectarine or a plum.
Because you think of like a peach being like more of a savory type fruit, that's soft and doesn't really hit you like the more tart things, but you usually want a combination of that, but it's I look forward to finding one myself.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rate this one out of them. I think I'd rate this a 4. I think this has been my favorite so far out of these.
I think all of round 1 was rated a 4+, which is, I think, a first.
Wow. You know, now that I can't drink, you know, who's going to be drinking the crap beers? We need to get Big D back on the show.
I pointed to the square next up to me because that is Local Geek. So
I like to buy the weird stuff and try it, and it just gives me an excuse to buy it to try it on here. So
yeah, I mean, that's what I used to like do. And yes, I have returned the paint cam because I decided I should finish this. For anybody who doesn't remember, back in like episodes, what was it, like 220? I think it was like 224, 227. I started painting this model on the podcast with a limited color selection that was selected by members of the show. And I was having to do penalty shots every time I needed to add a color to it. So I can't do the penalty shots. We'll have to figure out some other penalty if I ask for other colors. So be thinking about that, gents. Kyle, did I ever ask you for a color for this project?
I don't remember selecting one, so
I don't know that you did. So if you'd like to give a color, and it could be like a match. Like, I mean, Brother Nico gave me Vikings purple.
Okay.
Big D gave me UND pink, and I've just matched those.
Yeah.
Local Geek gave me Malort yellow. Kidder,
I was thinking don't do it because he's clearly fishing to get another color.
Well, I mean,
running.
if you can hold it up to the camera just so I can see what colors are on that so far. Let's see what we got here. All right.
I got two. I've gotten 2
Turtle
pinks. I got 2 pinks, 2 yellows, 2 blues, a gray, a white, a purple, pure black, a silver, and a brass. If you're seeing green, nobody has actually given me a green. I've had to mix that green out of the colors people have given me. So,
well, does the chain that he's wearing, does that have like a medallion on the front, or is it just a larger ring that
we can? It's kind of like a jeweled necklace, if you're talking about that up there.
I think that main jewel would look sharp with a Kelly green.
Finally, somebody gave me a green.
I told you, someone was fishing. I told you.
So
can't make it easy.
It sounds like he's got it mixed up already. He's got it.
Well, of course he does, because he was fishing for it. He's just so subliminal messaging.
He was fishing.
Hey, hey, listen.
And he got that color combo, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I mean the only green anybody had given me before that was my son, because I let my son and my daughter pick colors, but he gave me a green and an orange with explicit instructions. I'm only allowed to use them to mix together to make brown.
Oh. Well, I mean, when you said you had 2 different kind of pinks, and my initial thought was like a blue and a green accent would be good, but you said you had 2 blues already. I was like, well, being a turtle, you want something that emphasizes the turtleness.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to complain. That helps me out a great deal. So
all right, glad to be of service.
So, yeah, gents,
fisherman.
I have a hobby related topic while we're still on that.
Sure.
I think I had mentioned it to you, Howard, that I started putting a green screen behind my Lego videos.
Yeah.
I found a flaw in my plan, and that is that I build my Legos in a cookie sheet. So this is what I ended up with the first video I did, because the green screen reflected into the pan.
We got to get you a top-down view with some better lighting, Local Geek. We gotta help you out with your.
It's better. The actual video is much better. I also got a ring light, so
There you go.
That will help. Yeah.
but yeah, it just filled out solid black where I didn't have my picture on the video parts, so it filled my pan black.
You gotta like Kidder that the Local Geek's been on nearly 100 episodes of the Triple B. Mm-hmm. And only once he starts his own YouTube channel does he start investing in better equipment.
Yeah, I mean, he's been sitting in that green aura for a good 2 years now. It's not like he gets any like facial lighting, He
doesn't need any green screen. He's got a green room already.
I invested in a 1080p webcam for the very first episode I joined you guys on, and Google only now started allowing me to use 1080p.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And here I was
you got to get some lighting, make that frame rate stabilize, smooth. Get you a foreground light.
And the green screen I invested in is literally a green poster board, so a whole $1.
Big spender, watch out.
So, anybody been keeping up with the Olympics? Man,
I watch it every now and then. Yeah.
Our hobby has been Battlefield 6.
Well, if you didn't hear the news, the U.S. women's team brought home the gold, which is great for us to bring up because one of the skaters is originally from Bismarck. So we have a Bismarck Olympian, in that case, gold medal Olympian. So that was very exciting. And
I believe Britta Curl Salem is the first Bismarck Olympian to win a gold medal.
I would almost believe that you are correct on that, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. So that was exciting. And then on Sunday, at the time of us recording this, the U.S. men's team is going to go up for the gold medal against Canada, which will probably be quite the slobber knocker. So, although Canada struggled to get past Finland and only made it thanks to a last kind of game-winning goal from one.
It was
Nathan
offsides.
McKinnon. It probably was offsides, but Nathan McKinnon scored, Kidder. So hey, take that.
The little skate over that was touching was not touching. I saw that. That's the only thing I've seen on it is the little skate on the blue line. And
well, speaking of controversy, are you guys aware of the curling drama?
I was going to bring this up because everybody knows Howard loves a good controversy. So, yeah.
Didn't mean to steal your fire there.
Oh, no. I'm glad somebody else brought it up because then it makes it seem like somebody else cares about this show to come up with topics. Yeah.
I did. I said Battlefield 6, and you were like, gaming. I don't have time for that crap. And you turned to left and went the other way.
Well, I started with the Olympics. I said, anybody watch the Olympics? You said, Battlefield 6. You're the one who tried to steer it one way, and we have slowly...
I'll be sure to...
We'll get to Battlefield 6.
I'll share my pre-show gripe. Don't you worry.
Yeah. So for those who aren't following the curling controversy, although this one is it was interesting for a bit, and I haven't heard anything more about it. But basically, curling, which is considered a gentleman's game, and the Olympics considered a very polite, good sportsmanship being celebrated. There were some feisty words during a curling match between Canada and Sweden after the Swedish team hinted at the idea that there was some cheating possibly going on the Canadian side. For those who maybe aren't that familiar with curling, in curling, there is no referee, there is no umpire. You're kind of expected to call your own fouls. So other team isn't supposed to call your fouls. You're supposed to call your own. And so the accusation from the Swedes was that when when the Canadians were throwing.
Yeah, buddy.
That's essentially what it was.
Yeah, that pretty much. You're supposed to let go of the rock before it crosses the hog line, which is kind of basically the line you don't cross. And what Sweden accused Canada of was basically touching the rock after they had let it go. And at first glance, it looks like everything was okay because they touched the rock still before it went across the hog line. The problem was they're touching it on the actual granite. You're supposed to only touch it by the handle. So the fact that the Canadian player was reaching out a finger and pushing the granite at the last bit is against the rules. Sweden pointed it out to the kind of official who's really there to kind of measure stuff, and it was investigated, and they basically said, yeah, it's happening, but don't know what you expect us to do about it. Anyway, it led to a little bit of shouting, a little bit of words, some F-bombs were dropped. But the best part of the story, the thing that I like, is that because the international curling kind of competition, they know each other so well, the Swedish team convinced the Swedish broadcasters to set up a camera right at the hog line so that they could actually get footage of the finger poke on the stone, so that they had actual proof of Canada's cheating. So that was a very sneaky, almost they knew that was going to happen sort of move.
What I found interesting was that the Canadians just they doubled down, and it felt like it was almost like contrary to what people perceive Canadians to be as polite and respectable and generous in their interactions with people around the world, because it was like, well, yeah, well, you may have caught us. Well, why are you trying to catch us? Type of mentality. It's like, well, why are you doing that to begin with? And it's like, well, you're cheating, and it's like, I don't know. It seemed very. It was a very severe dust up in terms of, like you said, it being a very professionally handled, not having, I mean, they have officials there to answer more like clarification questions, but it's more of a, like you said, a 3-on-3, you call your own fouls type officiating, unless you're trying to measure which stone is closest, and then they have the guy come out with the micrometer and do the official measuring. And
yeah,
but I saw somewhere online how they interviewed somebody who's been into curling for a while, and how just a touch can affect the rock by up to 6 feet. So it's like if you realize that you underthrew it and then you give it a little kiss. I mean, Swedish team has a legitimate gripe, it seems, but the Canadians seem to fire back with a little more salt and vinegar than was expected, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when we say it's a gentleman's sport, I watched the women's team versus Italy, and in that one of the sweepers bumped one of the Italian players' rocks as she was coming down, and they basically, like, as two teams stood there, and, like, you know, the U.S. was like, "Hey, wherever you think this should have gone, you put it, we'll play it." You know, basically allowing their opponents to set, you know, like, well, okay, we think it would go here, you know, and like that was it, you know, like there was no argument, there was no, like, it just, they worked it out. It was fairly interesting in that sense. But yeah, that was the big curling controversy. But I wouldn't say that
I saw a headline for that, and it said something about like major dispute happens over curling rules, and my first thought was curling has rules. However, I have heard that since then, the British men's team has been accused of doing the same thing.
Yep. That
I say, we're going to throw this stone and just touch it a little, get a little extra mustard on that. It's going to be great, yes.
Yeah. So that's one of there hasn't been a ton of controversy. So stuff at the Olympics. I mean, there's a few things that people are kind of calling out, like what was it? The mixed pairs figure skating that like the French judge heavily weighted with bias and cost our guys the gold. There's a little bit there. There was a pretty bad call in the men's hockey game today where there should have been a double penalty, but
Yeah.
the refs only called the one. So
Was it Czechia a couple games ago had 6 players on the ice for a extended amount of time, and none of the refs caught it.
yeah. So there's been a few, but gentlemen, my favorite article and controversy that I have seen involving this Olympics, and as soon as I heard about it, I had to share. And this is coming from The Guardian. So yeah, we're going to the UK with this, but I'm going to read the headline and I'll let you go with this. Penisgate at the Olympics. Why inject acid into your penis and what are the health risks? You see, it so happens that the World Anti-Doping Agency is investigating whether ski jumpers were injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid in order to fly further. The basis of this is quite simple. There's a lot of rules when it comes to ski jumpers about the suits and how tight they have to be and making sure that there's no advantage, because if your suit was maybe a little bit looser, it could catch more air and you could get, an extra few feet. And what they were worried about were skiers injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid, causing swelling, so that when they got measured for their suits, they'd be measured with swollen genitalia that would then go down, and by the competition, allowing for a little bit of extra fabric in the groin region, allowing for extra distance in flight. That's right, Penisgate.
Couldn't they just
You're
take
welcome.
Viagra? Wouldn't that be easier?
I mean, then they'd really be taking a shot at it. Stiff competition. The pressure would be rising in places it doesn't need to.
I mean, I just think it's a big risk coming to the Olympics, thinking that you're able to cheat and get away with it. But
As long as they have 4 hours or less.
I mean, I get it that, getting to the Olympics and getting a medal at the Olympics is hard. But injecting acid into your genitalia, I don't know how you convince anybody to do that.
I don't know why people smirk meth, but
I
I
mean,
don't know.
you have to believe that whenever that injection happened, that, that had to hurt a whole lot more than when they said, Ed, and you're going to feel just a little prick right here. Thank you. I'll see myself out. Anyway.
And Doc did not see that coming.
fine.
Sorry, phrasing. Are we still doing phrasing?
I think we all got a phrasing one in on that one.
Yeah.
I meant that it came from him, not me. Because I would have said that.
I'm gonna go grab round 2, boys.
Where am I?
Howard, you better say the thing. Doc's thirsty and he needs to forget what just happened.
I think our whole audience needs to forget what just happened.
Indeed.
And so for that, we invite you to join us as we enter everybody's second favorite segment on the show, and that is What's on Tap, round 2. Drink!
So next up, I have the Soju cocktail, which soju is a Korean rice wine, and this is lychee yogurt soju. I'm a little bit nervous. I didn't see the word yogurt in it when I picked it up because on the front of the can it just says lychee flavor.
You doing
On the top,
go-gurts?
the yogurt. So let's see.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I mean, I don't know how to describe it. Like the flavor is not bad. It definitely tastes like lychee. But it's this weird thing that like
It's not related to our last conversation, is it?
That's what I was gonna ask about the yogurt.
Is it too salty?
no. No, but when I took the first sip of it, it felt like it was like very creamy, and then it just got like really sour. I know this is bad.
I'm not old enough for the internet.
I don't know.
What's your rating on that?
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's just like it's definitely like but it's weird because like when you first like take the sip, there's like a fullness to it that like dissipates like almost immediately. It's very
Is
weird.
it kind of like a high chew lychee flavored that's blended?
Yes.
But then with alcohol? Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
100%. I would give this a 4. I mean, it's good enough I can see myself
Nice.
again. But.
I think that's the highest rated drink with that reaction.
Well, that's why I had a little bit more because I didn't want to have like that be the thing. And actually, it's better as it goes. So
Nice.
We're all equally confused. Local Geek, you having a beverage?
I am. I'm having another Kidder gift. I am having a redacted lager from
Don't tell them what it is.
Swing Barrel Brewing Company. And it is a American style lager coming in at 5% alcohol by volume. This can is 1 whole pint.
Because it comes in pints.
Definitely smells like a lager. Oh yeah, that's smooth. That right there is a good like sit around the campfire or sit on the porch, drink beer, have a few of them. Man, 4.4 on that one, I think. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a Drecker, right?
Swing barrel.
Or Swing Barrel, yeah. I can't remember where I picked that up. I want to say it was Fargo, but
I would guess so. It's out of Moorhead, so.
The selection that I picked up from Fargo between that and the Drecker selection, I was very impressed with. So next time you make it to Fargo, if you want to drop like $300 on a few 4-packs, because they are $15 for 4 of them or $18 for 4 of them, but they're also really good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Rude boy, I heard
Yeah.
you. Mm-hmm. You got a drink? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got round 2 right here. It's a selection that I didn't pick out myself, but my parents brought because my sister and brother-in-law are on the NA wagon, so helping them finish off the stack from Christmas that didn't go. But this is the Original Sin White Widow Cider, non-alcoholic sparkling blackberry with apple cider vinegar. 12 fluid ounces, only 35 calories in that can. Made with blackberry juice and apple cider vinegar, 0 added sugar, full flavored, carbonated, and gluten-free. Distributed by the Original Sin Corporation in New York, New York.
New York City.
I've had one of these before, but it's been a while, so probably getting an original reaction, but it's got 25% juice in there too, so it's got something good. Water, blackberry juice, concentrate, apple juice, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and monk fruit juice concentrate. So, see how she goes. Smells pretty sweet. That blackberry definitely comes through. There's only 8 grams of total sugar in there, so. That's pretty good. I like that. That's the blackberry definitely is the main flavor feature, and you can tell that it's got that the apple cider vinegar just a little adds a little tartness and dryness to it that makes it really taste like a authentic alcoholic cider. So, but yeah, it's very delicious and hard to believe it's only 35 calories. So, for your health, my gentlemen, I'll give that a 3.9, only because it doesn't have alcohol.
Ooh, breaking the 4.
I'm gonna have to maybe see if I can throw a splash of vodka and come back later with another report.
I mean, that'll probably pop it up to a 4.4 at least. So
we'll see.
So that's the NA.
Yeah,
just switch.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
And who makes that, did you say?
It is made by the Original Sin Corporation out of New York, New York. Zip code 10001.
I did not follow the Stickly tune that I had in my head when you said New York, New York.
Start spreading the news.
10108.
108.
Oh yeah, that's very tasty.
Okay, good. Glad you like it. Howard, maybe you'll have to get some NAs. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Find them out.
I don't know how much I'm going to do with that, because part of the fun was drinking weird stuff, and I just don't know, like, with what we get up here for selection, if there will be enough to be like the fun variety.
Well,
So
there is an emerging
Get you
market.
through 6 months
it's okay. I'll figure out stuff to do.
with how much you drink. Okay. Had this on the show before, but we got this right here. Ready to drink Huckleberry Lemonade, Bismarck Distillery. Absolutely delicious. 5.1% alcohol by volume in the 12 fluid ounce can. Aluminium. Right there. Local Geek. Did I give that a rating before? Probably. Pretty sure.
I'm sure you have, yeah. It's been
Better,
featured
worse,
numerous
or
times.
the same.
Yeah.
Would be an idea for a show. Only returning beers. Better, worse, or the same.
Welcome to this episode where we feature, once again, a Bud Light. Nothing against Bud Light, especially if Budweiser Corporation wants to sponsor us.
That would be the Anheuser-Busch Corporation.
That is correct. So Battlefield, yeah, Howard hasn't bought it yet. Howard doesn't have the time because he's painting, so that's fine. Plus, he put up his video of his one moment of glory in Battlefield 1, which I think we were playing for free. So there's that. But
that one's very tough to beat, though. I mean, it's almost like you have that moment and you're like, how can I top that?
I mean, that was basically my reaction. It's like, I'm retired.
yeah, that's why he retired. He's like, I'm done with it.
Sign of a true gentleman.
You know, if I kept
He wanted
going, I was going to get called out by the Swedes. You know, didn't want to ruin my perfect record, all
You wanted to take it easy on all the aim bots and the other cheaters that are rolling around because no cheater is safe when Howard is on the call and has the bandwidth to prove it.
Yeah, my favorite part of that clip that I did put up, though, is the fact that I cut it right before I died. So it looks like I did something cool, and you don't see that the next thing was died.
The magic of editing video.
Yep. But anyway, how's Battlefield 6? Fill me in. How's it going? How's the playing?
I mean, I've enjoyed it. I'm almost to level 69.
Nice.
Thank you. Rude Boy just started playing a couple matches here and there, doing the thing. And
yeah,
what's your first impression? Because my first impression has been impressed already. So, what's your first impression?
I like it so far. It reminds me with I guess with the especially with the Battle Pass integration that you're unlocking things for weapons that you don't have access to, and they seem to have really leaned into the monetization of trending towards a Call of Duty type of customizing and tricking out your weapons. But aside from that, it still has that Battlefield feel to it. And if you're willing to put in the time and the effort, which I have the effort but not the time, then you can make some decent progress and unlock some stuff. What I really do like is that you can make I guess custom servers or game experiences that you can play with your friends online, and not necessarily get your ass handed to you on a silver platter, because you can either play bots or play other people in your skill range. I played a couple of the missions on the campaign last night. Had a good story to it, and felt like it really roped you into the not too distant future type of warfare and what could happen, which I'm sure plenty of games have already done. But I enjoyed the campaign first couple missions so far, and looking forward to shooting some more people online.
So I have actually seen absolutely nothing for Battlefield 6 because I live under a rock. So what is the setting on this one? Because I know Battlefield, we've done Future Wars, we've done World War I, World War II. What's our time period setting that we're in with this Battlefield?
Well, last I saw, the campaign had dates of 27 and 28 of this, so a couple years ahead. But it still had a lot of the current weapons that are available, and has some of the interesting technologies like. What is it? They have like a grenade interceptor type thing for online play. They have
like the trophy system.
Yeah, the trophy system. They have the motion sensor. Like if you're perched up in a sniper's nest and you get some advance warning of somebody nearby. So it seems like your abilities and your, I'd say overall technique is gauged much more by your equipment and not so much perks like Call of Duty has had in the past, that you can have silent footsteps or something. So it's, I think it still stays true to the original Battlefield layout and style. But I'm still fairly new into it, so I would trust Mark's judgment over mine at the moment.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The weapons don't feel sluggish like the older generations of the game. Kind of felt you're like trying to get your gun up, like. Now it's pretty balanced. It feels fun in a lot of different ways. You know, each gun has its own digital feel in your brain, and like trying a couple of the different ones here and there, and trying for challenges and doing a variety of things. So I think it's
I like it so far.
Good.
I wish I had more time for it.
Getcha. Matches have been pretty good, pretty competitive. Not too many of the the shenanigans that tend to come with these first-person shooters that make them not so great.
Well, Battlefield, DICE, EA, etc. are pretty hardcore on finding the cheaters. I don't remember the last count when they put out information about how many people they've banned permanently for cheating, but it's a lot. And so I'm a big fan of that. Get the cheaters out of here, but you still have the sniping, and once you figure out how to do it, which I'm never going to figure out how to do it because I hate sniping, but they'll beam you from 2 miles away and you're just shaking your head.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into the vehicle aspect of things because I've seen some clips online where, like Marcus said, you make some rainbow shot from a couple of kilometers away, but I've seen something where you can, like, you have helicopters and jets and other aerial vehicles that they've created a couple of combo kills in an online game that where you shoot one thing and then it starts falling and then the plane ends up flying into the collision or the falling helicopter on accident, so it turns into a multi-kill situation. So it was kind of cool, but I'm looking forward to putting a little more time and effort into it.
I'll tell you, Howard, I had a tank on a match, and I went 76-1.
That's like the good old Halo days.
Yeah, I showed those people what's up.
Yeah, that's a pretty good little record for that. I don't know. I never did too great with the vehicles in Battlefield, so that's never had much luck there. But well, good. Glad that you're having fun with it. You guys have been kind of away from first-person shooters for quite a while.
Yeah.
After Modern Warfare, I don't want to say we took a break, but it just kind of happened that we took a break because Nico had kids, Kyle had kids, and I'm like, all by myself.
How do I reach these kids?
Do I reach these kids?
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. Kids will slow you down. That's why you have to then, start a podcast so you can get your hobby time in.
I mean, we could just start playing games again and record it as a podcast.
Oh. Little Battlefield action.
Just like Drop Zone. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Those were the days.
The anniversary of that just came up not too long ago.
I miss me
3 minutes and 28-second match of Drop Zone. Billy Ocean hadn't even finished yet.
Man.
Doc's shaking his head, but the backstory is we were playing turntable.fm where we had our own little DJ room, and then the two of us or 3 or 4 of us, depending on who we had playing the game, would be in there, and then we pick a playlist of songs, and it plays one of, say, my song, and then it goes to Kyle next. It plays his song, and then Doc, if you were on there, then it play one of your songs from your playlist, and so it just keeps rotating through. And then if everybody didn't like that song, you could vote down, and then it would skip to the next song, stuff like that. So we're listening, and I don't know, it probably was my playlist, I don't know, but Billy Ocean's Get Into My Car was next up, and we were just loading into the match. So you hear the keys, starting up the car. Hey, you, the whole intro. Get into my car. Who, me? And it's loading in, and suddenly, yeah, you. We're playing and we're running to the point. We got the point. We go to the next point. We got the point. Hey, get into my car. And we're running over here. Yeah. Solos playing, and we're over here at the next zone, just screaming everybody, and then all of a sudden, 8,000 points and the game's over, and it's like, get into my car. It's still playing, just wrapping it up. Like, I think this song's 3 minutes and 50 seconds. We beat the other team in under 4 minutes, and they didn't score any points. Unbelievable.
I think it was like 7,500 to nothing, and then had to break out the phones and get a picture of the scoreboard. But there's a few prime gaming moments that we had, and that was one of them. So
the full music video is 4 minutes 34 seconds. So we beat the other team in about 4 minutes and 15 seconds, which in drop zone, it's a 1 minute per zone.
Yeah.
So I guess we beat them in 4 minutes flat because they didn't score any points, and it's a minute per zone. And the more,
it also helped that we had the maps memorized like the back of our hand, and we knew the sequence of who was going where and went to the next drop zone. So it was always like the constant overlap of skill and ability, and we had them. So
yeah,
it was fun. It was a good time. I missed the drop zone days. And then we'd actually have the opportunity to get things like the AC-130 or really the AC-130 was the big one, because for whatever reason, some matches I was still able to get the attack, like the gunship or the strafing run.
The random Giga drop that had like the 15 or 18 kill streak. What was it? Perk that you're able to unlock, and my KD was never the best, but it was something that we had that game mode especially locked down. I don't know how it happened upon us, but we were too good at that one. That, and it was kind of the black and white cookie, the shipment map on the Call of Duty latest Modern Warfare 2 edition, but we always had fun on shipment as well. So
I loved the 24/7 shipment because I knew I could actually level up my guns because I'd get 80 kills.
Yeah,
and you also get like 50 deaths, but it works.
Working the platinum shotguns and
those 20 kill streaks of go,
laying down claymores left and right.
I knew that Kyle was nearby because he'd always run the shotgun, and I could just hear.
Yeah,
I'm on the other side of the crate. I come around the corner. Kyle's over here. We're good.
The pancake drum of
the 50 round drum.
So yeah, that was. Yeah.
Hold down the trigger, boys. We're going for a walk.
Yeah.
You just hear random people, the bots.
One thing I wish that Battlefield had was the what Call of Duty had with the spray paint. Like you could tag things. You can spray people and spray objects and the thing.
So every time you're waiting for the match to start, you look down at the ground, you spray it, and you say poop. That was your thing. It said poof. Poop.
Oh yeah, they're like you could rotate. You could look up and down in the pre-match loading while you're on the map. But it allowed you to spray your graffiti or your signature. You had
or teammates.
A selection wheel of whatever you wanted to spray, and you could spray that in the pre-match. And you could spray people, you could spray objects, but it was something that you were close enough to your team that it was something that you could. There's some good inside jokes that we were able to perpetuate for a while. The poop.
Yep. Because he chose that one, and it was yellow, and he'd always look down and you'd hear the and then immediately poop. Every time. Even though there's an F at the end, poop.
Yeah, poop.
There's a cursive F.
Yeah.
It's the spray paint. But then, like I would do, of course, I'd turn and look at Kyle, and then I'd spray him with one of the, whatever random ones that I have. So his character is spray painted.
Yep.
Yellow, red, green, whatever. And that's how he would run around until he dies. Running around all spray painted.
Yeah.
And on that bit of nostalgia and reminiscing about a map that sucks, Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while.
Whoa.
It's time that we wrap this show up.
I didn't think we were going to hot takes right here, but here we go.
No, you do it. You said some garbage, so you get to do it.
Oh, I get to do cheap plugs?
Yeah, how do you like that?
Our peachy sour cheap plugs.
I mean, I think this is just Kidder getting out of cheap plugs, but
warheads and just buy some of the warheads, and it's not alcohol and sour, but it's kind of peachy, but it's like synthetic peach and beer, blues, and BS.
There we go. We got to do a show where we impersonate the other person. And we get a random draw, and
no good will come of that.
There we go. There we go. That's another idea. Right there.
No good will come of that. But if you are looking for something good, you can start by going to beerbluesandbs.com. That's our home in cyberspace. It's where you can find links to all of our internet presence, So if you want to find us on social media, there's a link for that. If you want to find our merch store, there's a link for that. All that good stuff. We are on social media. You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram. We post some reels, sometimes some bonus clips. You never know. Make sure you check it out. It's the only way to stay informed of what we're up to. Also, if you do like this show, you, of course, if you're watching the physical version, you already know you can find us on YouTube. But we're also out there and on the audio podcast landscape on any of the audio podcasting services that you could possibly think of, such as Podbean, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts. I'm surprised Facebook doesn't have podcasts yet. Give them time. But, Spotify, Player FM, Stitcher, we're out on all of those. So you can find us and take us with wherever you are going. If you want to be a little bit more supportive of the show, help us out. You could head over to streamlabs.com/bluesmbs. Over there, we do have a spot where you could donate. You could buy us a beer, things like that. Help out with the show financially, because this does cost us money. Even podcasting isn't free anymore. Also, over at streamlabs.com/beerbluesandbs, you can get access to our merch store. That's right, we have merch. You can buy some, support the show that way. It's all good. And with that, I believe that should wrap us up with enough cheap plugs for this episode, which brings us to final thoughts. And since I'm running this, we'll start with Kidder. Kidder, final thought.
I think Howard needs to grow up and play some more video games. Back to you.
All right. After that irrelevant one, let's go with somebody who maybe has something more wise to say. Doc, what do you got?
I got nothing. No. Final thought. So we had to take my dog to the vet this week because she had an ear infection. And we're pretty sure she had it for maybe a few days before we noticed it. We were talking about, it doesn't seem like it's been bothering her, like everything seems fine. But then we took her to the vet, and when she came home, about an hour later, she just like went to sleep and was just like out like a rock. And my housemate asked, like, did they give her a sedative? And I said, no, like they just normal, medication, clean out her ear. And what I realized is that during those few days when we were like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's bothering her, it probably actually was bothering her. She wasn't sleeping well. She couldn't relax. And so now that finally everything was cleaned out, she could finally like rest and relax. And so it had me sort of reflecting on the fact that we as people do that too. We will carry things and act like they're not bothering us, but it really doesn't allow us to fully relax. And has me really inspired to think about what are those things for myself? Like, what am I like holding on to that doesn't allow me to just really relax? And how do I kind of get relief from it? So that's my final thought. Look for those things in your life, the lives of people around you that maybe they're holding on to, acting like it doesn't bother them, but it really does. And how can we kind of just let that go so we can get some rest?
That's a good final thought, and knowing when there's an issue, that's another one, like knowing that Shipment is a terrible multiplayer map. And with that, let's go to Rude Boy Kyle. Kyle, what do you got?
Well, I mean, the first step in video gaming, if you realize you're wrong, you have to acknowledge you're wrong. So
in recovery,
it happens to everybody. You can apply many lessons of video gaming to your actual life, but like Doc said, if you realize you have a problem or an issue, it's a lot easier to get that out than hold it in. But also finding a healthy avenue to unwind, i.e., playing a game of Shipment. If that's not your slice of pie, then so be it. But people can be wrong, people can be right, and there's plenty of area in between. So, but yeah,
there's people who are terrible at Shipment, like Howard. Why he hates it.
I mean, not because I'm terrible. It's just not fun.
Well,
anyway,
I mean, I agree. I will say, like I said before, that Shipment can be like the yin yang type of cookie. You can take a bite of it, and you can have your best game of your gaming career, and then you turn the cookie around, and then it's like, well, this is the stalest, most
turn the cookie.
most undercooked, overbaked, whatever it is. It could be the worst bite of your gaming career, and you can be raging. But there's always something great to happen beyond that.
Howard's burnt.
But yeah, I mean, it's. But yeah, final thought. Aside from the gaming sphere, let's see. If you have a winter weather watch that turns into a winter weather warning, get your snow thrower out of the shed, because I didn't do that yesterday, and we went from us being forecasted with like rain and 57 today. Over the span of like 36 hours, they went from rain and like spring-like weather to we're having a winter storm warning, and we got like 7 inches and change of snow. So get that implement out of your shed, wherever it's stored, get it tuned up, ready to go, because I came home from work this morning at 6 and shoveled the driveway for about an hour. So
Was that before or after you got tuned up?
well, I was just off of work, so
Oh.
well, the thing, yeah,
The shoveling, not work. I know you don't get tuned up before you go to work.
no, I can't do that, but it's something that
Can't and shouldn't.
yes. But yeah, just do the 5 or 10 minutes of prep beforehand, because it'll pay off in spades instead of shoveling the drive at 6 in the morning. Just so, but I'm glad I did. But it's something that save your backs.
If it's anything like my case, the amount of effort to shovel it out of the shed is almost as much as just to shovel the driveway off at that point.
Yeah, well, it's like we've gone 3 months since our last huge snow, and we're like, it's not going to snow.
Yeah. So the other real lesson from that story, though, is that meteorology is a pseudoscience. My friend who claims to be psychic is right more often than they are.
What is their specialty in the psychic world?
I don't know. She just says she's psychic, and she.
Okay.
And
Cool.
we should get over to Local Geek for his final thought that probably has nothing to do with,
Don't you wish you didn't go first, kidder?
the validity of meteorology or how good shipment isn't. Local Geek, final thought.
No, I'm going to circle mine back to my video earlier. And if you're going to green screen something, keep in mind that everything that is that color is going to be blacked out, including reflections. So,
At least you weren't blacked out while you were doing it. Howard, you got a final thought? You got something to say?
I mean, listen, hey, I'm the one
You
who
already said it. All right, thanks.
Oh,
Doesn't matter what you have to say.
It doesn't matter.
I was just going to put it. Usually, when you host final thoughts, you don't give a final thought. So I guess I
Correct.
get to say,
No,
for
No, you
everyone
don't.
here, thanks for
that's
tuning
mine. It's Howard Blues.
I told you
He's
we
gonna-
had our segue into the people impersonating the other people.
He's gonna
episode.
shut the hell up. And then we got Doc and Local Geek and, of course, Rude Boy and Mr. Painter Mans himself, Howard Blues. So I'm still Mark Kidder. Thanks for being here for this episode of Beer Blues BS. We'll try and save this whole thing out and get the hell on out of here. So remember, there's free beer tomorrow. You got to keep your glass at least half full, and we will catch you on down that superior shipment is awesome Toscon Highway. Have a great one. See you in the next episode of Beer Blues BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Hello, Howard. Hello, Kidder. So, at this stage of my life, I'm not consuming a heck of a lot of alcohol these days, but still want to be part of the what's on tap in absentia. There's plenty of non-alcoholic beer to choose from here in Germany. Just give it a shot. Trouble is, this first one that I will put up there right now, Oettinger Malts. I actually forgot to record when I was trying this. And it's probably a good thing that I did, because I glitched. It was horrible. Sorry, Future Howard, this is straight up garbage. I had to pull it out of my recycler and look at it and remember that I tried, because I dissociated. It was that bad. This is what I imagine, Kidder, you enduring IPAs was like. It was sweet. There's no damn reason for this to be sweet. It was sweet. No, screw this noise. I rate this bullshit 5. That's how bad it is. Cheers.